Good morning, dear children. Welcome back. In today's session, we are going to learn Term 2, Unit 1 in Civics of Class 7, State Government. This is part 1 of the videos. Come children, let us learn. Dear children, before going into today's session, let us see what are we going to learn in this unit. Dears, we will recognize the difference between Parliament and State Legislature. Understand the election procedures. Know the powers and functions of Governor and Chief Minister. Wonder how the government works. Identify the three main organs of government, that is, the legislative, executive, and the judiciary. These are the things we are going to learn in this unit. Dear children, this lesson is in the form of a conversation between we people, teacher and her students. Come children, let us go through the conversation. The teacher is entering the class and obviously she will be greeting the children. The teacher says, "Good morning, my dear students." Students are replying,
"Good morning, teacher."
Teacher says, after taking the attendance, "All are present today. Very good. Coming Monday, we have a function in our school. All should be present on that day without fail." The teacher is saying that, yes children, today is a very good day because all are present. Today we have 100% attendance. And the following Monday, the coming Monday, we are having a function in our school and all must be present on that day. Then one child is asking, Yogita, her name, she is asking,
"Do we have any cultural program?"
Teacher says, yes, we are going to open the new building of our school.
Yay! We are going to a new classroom.
A student, Muthu, is asking,
Who will be the chief guest?
the teacher says, we have invited our MLA as the chief guest for the opening ceremony. And Rahim has got a doubt. He is asking,
MLA, I have heard, but I don't know who is he.
The teacher replies, MLAs are representatives of the people. Who is MLA? MLAs are the representatives of the people. The people who represent the people. A person who represents the people is called as an MLA. He is one among us. He is one of us. He is the member of Legislative Assembly. So MLAs are members of Legislative Assembly. He is a representative of the people. Learn the spelling legislative. Legislative. Legislative Assembly. 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 Dear children, who is an MLA? MLAs are representatives of the people. Representatives. REPRESENTATIVES. Representatives of the people. He is one among the people and also he is a member of Legislative Assembly. So Saran, a child, suddenly gets a doubt and he is asking his teacher,
What is a legislative assembly? Will you explain in detail?
The teacher says, sure. The teacher shows the pictures of St. George Assembly Session, Chief Minister and other ministers. You can see there the Legislative Assembly building. There is St. George Fort and the Assembly in session. You can find the ministers seated. Next you can find the Honorable Governor of Tamilnadu, Sri Banwarilal Purohit. And you can find Honorable Chief Minister, Thiru Edappadi K. Palaniswamy. Honorable Speaker, Thiru P. Dhanapal. And Honorable Deputy Speaker, Dr. Pollachi V. Jayaraman. Suddenly, Meera, a child, got a doubt. She is asking the teacher,
What is that building? Where is it? It looks like a fort.
The teacher says, yes baby, you are correct. It is a fort in Chennai, the first English fortress in India. The fort currently houses the Tamilnadu Legislative Assembly and the Secretariat of Tamil Nadu. Legislative Assembly has the lower house where all the MLAs meet to discuss various matters related to the welfare of the state. So you can see St. George Fort is the first English fort in India. Which is the first English fort in India? It is Fort St. George. It is currently housing the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly as well as the Secretariat of Tamil Nadu. You know children, Secretariat is a place where the officials like the revenue officials are located. Legislative Assembly has lower house. It has got a lower house where all the MLAs will meet to discuss the matters related to the welfare of the state. Kyle has got a doubt. Let us see what is she asking the teacher.
Who will be there in that legislative assembly?
The teacher is explaining. Listen, my dear children. India has separate system of administration for the union, states and union territories. So teacher says that there is separate system of administration for the unions, territories as well as for the state. And she's asking them, do you know how many states and union territories are there in India? Ravi was the first one to give out the answer. Ravi is saying,
Shall I tell? 29 states and 7 union territories, including our capital territory, Delhi. Am I right, teacher?
Yes, children, there are 29 states and 8 union territories. There are 8 union territories in India. Teacher, exactly. As I said already, power is divided between two sets of governments. It is divided between two sets of government, one at the central in Delhi and separate governments for all the states. This is called as federal system. So what is federal system, children? It is having two sets of government, one at the center and separate government for all the different states. Such a system is called as federal system. Federal, federal system. Dear children, India is a parliamentary democratic republic. What is India? It is a parliamentary democratic republic where the President of India is the head of Indian Union. And the Prime Minister and all the ministers are responsible for the smooth running of the government. You have in India a parliamentary democratic republic where the President of India is the head of Indian Union and the Prime Minister and all the other ministers are responsible for the smooth running of the government. Such a government is called as a central government. Children, a parliamentary system is a democratic form of government in which the party with the greatest representation in the parliament forms the government, its leader becoming the Prime Minister. Neela has got another doubt. Let us see what she's asking her teacher.
Do we have separate government for our states?
The teacher is saying yes. Dear children, all the states and union territories have separate governments to run its own administration. Governor, Chief Minister and all the ministers constitute the government. The Member of Parliament is called MP, whereas the Member of Legislative Assembly is called MLA. Both the central and the state governments work according to our constitution. Dear children, an MP or a Member of Parliament is any member of the two houses of the Indian Parliament, that is the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So children, All the states as well as the union territories have separate governments. Apart from the central government, you have a separate government for the states and the union territories. And they have governor, chief minister, and all the ministers constitute the government. The government is comprised of governor, chief minister, and all the ministers. The member of parliament is called MP, whereas member of legislative assembly is called MLA. And both the central government and the state government work according to our constitution. Now John has got a doubt. He is asking his teacher,
Oh, is MLA going to inaugurate the function? Who appoints him?
The teacher, no, my child, MLAs are not appointed. You cannot appoint an MLA. They are elected by the people through general elections. MLAs are not appointed. They are elected by the people through general election. Dear children, in the previous lesson we have studied about the political parties. Do you remember? These political parties play a vital role in elections. For election, the entire state is divided into several constituencies on the basis of the population. Political parties nominate their candidates to each constituency. So, my dear children, the entire state is divided into several constituencies on the basis of population. You can see it is divided into number of constituencies, and political parties nominate their candidates to each constituency. So each constituency will have a list of candidates contesting the election. And now we will see who all can vote. All the people residing in that constituency who has completed 18 years of age cast their vote. So people who are living in that particular area who have completed 18 years of age can cast their vote. They can vote. The candidate who gets the more number of votes is declared as elected and becomes MLA. So in a constituency, a person who wins the more number of votes is declared as elected and he becomes an MLA. Dear children, in the picture you can find the constituencies in Tamilnadu. You can find it is divided into a number of constituencies according to the population. Now you will be wondering, who is conducting the election? Yes, the Election Commission of India conducts and monitors the election. Who is conducting the elections in India? It is the Election Commission. The Election Commission will do the conduction of the elections as well as the monitoring. And after the elections are over, the party which gets the more number of MLAs is declared as the majority party. So those party who is winning, who's got candidates, more number of winning candidates is declared as a majority party. Then the governor calls a leader of the majority party to form the state government. That is, in simple words, a party whose MLAs has won more than half the number of constituencies in the state are called ruling party and forms the government. So I told you a state is divided into a number of constituencies, a number of regions according to the population, and on each constituencies you have a candidate from the political party, and after the elections are conducted by the Election Commission of India, and they will be conducting the election as well as monitoring it, and those party who has got more number of seats, more number of MLAs, the people who are selected, who is getting the majority of votes in an area is called as an MLA, and the party which has got more number of MLAs are declared as a majority party. And who will be casting their vote? The people of a particular constituency who has completed 18 years of age are eligible to vote, and those people will vote, they'll cast their vote, and the person who gets the maximum number of votes will be selected as a MLA, and the party who has got more number of MLAs will be considered as a majority party, and the governor will invite the leader of the majority party to form the state government. And the party which gets the total number of seats next to the majority party acts as an opposition party in the legislature. So the next party who is coming next in the number of candidates selected will become the opposition party. But all the MLAs of other political parties who do not belong to the ruling party are called as the opposition party. If you are not also the second majority party, if you are an elected member of any party but not that of a ruling party, then you are called as an opposition party. So in a legislative assembly, you have two types of MLAs. You have a ruling party and an opposition party. Before winding up today's session, let us have a recap of what we learned in this one. Dear children, in this lesson, we discussed about the central government and the election procedures. We learned that India is a parliamentary democratic republic with President of India as a head of Indian Union and Prime Minister and all the other ministers responsible for the smooth running of the government, and this government is called as a central government. We also learned that all the states and union territories have separate government to run its own administration. The governor, chief minister and all the ministers constitute the government. The member of the parliament is called MP and member of legislative assembly is called as MLA. Both the central and the state government work according to our constitution. For elections, the entire state is divided into constituencies on the basis of population, and candidates are contesting on each of the constituencies. All the people in that area who have completed 18 years of age can cast their vote. The candidate who gets the more number of votes is declared as an elected to become an MLA. The election commission conducts the elections, and after the election, the party which gets more number of MLAs is declared as a majority party. The governor calls the leader of the majority party to form the government. The party which gets the total number of seats next to the majority party acts as an opposition party. All the MLAs of other political parties who do not belong to the ruling party are called the opposition party. Dear children, this lesson is not yet completed. We will discuss the remaining portion in the next session. Now it is time for worksheet. Worksheet number 1. Fill in the blanks. Question number 1. Dash is the minimum age for becoming a member of state legislative assembly. Dash is the minimum age for becoming a member of the state legislative council. Question number 2. The governor is appointed by the dash. The governor is appointed by the dash. Question number 3. MLA stands for dash. MLA stands for dash. Roman number 2. Answer the following in detail. Who is an MLA? Who is an MLA? With that, we wind up today's session, my dear children. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Samacheer Kalvi Guide. Thank you.